What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're going back to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yes, indeed, Red Hot Chili Peppers fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Ali, and this is actually Ali's prioritized request for the month of January for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Ali. Hope you enjoy the show. Ali wanted to see me react to this. It is Red Hot Chili Peppers with a live performance of a tune I've done a reaction to already called Search and Destroy.
In the future, in place of search and destroy, substitute the phrase sweep and clear. Sweep and clear. Got it?
Got it. Very catchy.
Now, have I heard this song before? Full disclosure, yes. Yes, I have. As I said a little while ago, I've done a reaction to this song already. This is a cover of the Stooges song, Search and Destroy, that Red Hot Chili Peppers decided to take on. So yes, I've definitely heard the song. Now, having said that, this is a live performance, okay? So, just full transparency, not trying to hide anything here. I will not be reacting to the song itself in any way, shape, or form. I've already done that. It's back there on the channel somewhere. You want to go see what I thought about the song? Go back and watch that one. I will only be reacting to, evaluating, and scoring the live performance. This is going to be about the visuals, not what we see, not what we hear. I will take how well they play the song in a live setting into account very slightly, just a little bit, maybe 2% of the score. But no, this is 98% of the score is going to be based on what we see. All right, so please keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. This was posted by Peppers on Stage. All right. And the video has 737,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Search and Destroy, live at Olympia, Paris. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
That's my tailor. That's George, my tailor. Holy, turned it up too loud. I want to know too, but I have to ask John what the lyrics are. If I can get my head around the lyrics, I'm ready for it. How does it go?
I can't tell if this is all shtick or if this is like them legitimately trying to figure out the song.
Okay, I'll just make it up as I go along. You want to play it?
Make it up. Okay, why not? Really? Just let it run, I guess. Kind of pointless to pause now. For the most part, I liked what I saw. For the most part, couple of things wasn't really too thrilled about, but we're gonna talk about everything. I promise you, we're gonna discuss it all, good and bad. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Red Hot Chili Peppers with a live performance of their cover of the Stooges song, Search and Destroy. This was a request from Ollie, and this was actually Ollie's prioritized request for the month of January for being a Silver Tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Ollie. Hope you enjoy the show. Okay, I thought about this. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I thought about it quite a bit longer than I thought I was going to have to. I thought I'd be able to come up with a score in like 30 seconds and, you know, we'd be cool.
Not quite.
No, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, no, wait a minute. Let me take this into account. And then I have to take this into account. And if I take this into account, then I gotta take this into account. So we ended up thinking about this a little bit longer than I was originally intending. But I'm glad I did, because I have a score here that makes, after taking everything into account that I needed to, including stuff I didn't think about at first, I'm really glad that I did take that extra time, because now this score is rock solid with me. So let's get to that score, and I'll tell you how I came up with it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that live performance, we'll talk about that in a little bit here, I'm going to give that live performance a 7.2. Yep, 7.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.2. What does that mean? Well, a 7.2 would translate to a really good skill rating, because overall, I think this was a really good live performance. It would also get 4 out of 5 stars and a B as in boy, B letter grade. Yeah, a B letter grade. So there you go, 7.2, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Like I stated before the reaction started, I did not take the song into account here in any way, shape, or form, because I've already done a reaction to the song itself. If you want to know why I thought about the song, you can go back, take a look at the reaction to the song, and you'll see why I thought about the song. This was a reaction that was strictly based on the visuals, the live performance, what we saw, not what we heard. I did take how well they played the song in a live setting into account, very slightly, but it didn't really do much of anything. You'll see what I mean when we get to that point, I promise. So, how about that live show? How about it? How did that live visual show go with me? Well, there were a lot of ups, and I hate to say it, but there were a couple of downs too, okay? And we're going to talk about all of it. let's start with the good stuff. Let's start with the stuff that brought the score up as high as it could possibly go. So, going down the checklist, let's see. Stage presence. Yeah, check. Yeah, they look like performers. They acted like performers. I got no worries about that. I gotta give. Let me come back to that in a little bit. So yeah, stage presence is definitely checked. Stage energy. Yes, there was quite a bit of stage energy happening on the stage. It would go in spurts. You know, it would go in spurts from everybody on the stage. You know, at the beginning of the song, Anthony was going, crazy. And then Anthony would stop going crazy. And, everybody was just kind of chilling for, a few seconds. And then, out of nowhere, boom, Flea starts going crazy, okay? And then Flea stops going crazy and everybody kind of chills for a little bit. And then after a few seconds, John starts going crazy. And as John's going crazy, Anthony starts going crazy again. Then they both stop and we cruise for a little bit. So it went in spurts, but the important thing was it was constant. It was constant start, stop, start, stop, start, stop from everybody on the stage. Okay, so I have no problem with that. I got no problem with that whatsoever. The stage energy was definitely covered. Stage interaction. This one was tricky. I'm gonna say no. That I didn't see any. We had it at the beginning of the video before the song actually started. We had Flea and Anthony and John up at the front of the stage, and they were bantering. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't know if that was planned, scripted, part of the shtick, or if that was legitly them trying to figure things out on the fly. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say it was shtick because it wasn't like they came up with that song and pulled it out of the hat. They're using in-ears, so there's a click track going, right? There's a click. Well, if there's a click track going, that means that the song was planned, which means that the song was planned, the song was rehearsed. And if the song was rehearsed, then they really shouldn't have these issues, right? So I'm pretty sure that what we saw with the three of them interacting, I'm pretty sure that was shtick, okay? Now here's the thing, they pulled it off well. They pulled it off well enough for it to have a question mark over it. Like I was sitting there watching them do it going, I'm pretty sure this is shtick, but they're doing a convincing job, making it look like they're really trying to figure things out. So kudos to them, great acting on their part. It was entertaining, it was, and it was great interaction. But once the song started, like once we actually kicked into the song, there was nothing. Everybody was in their own little world. Anthony was in his little world, in the center of the stage. John was in his little world on the left side of the stage. Flea was in his little world on the right side of the stage. And of course, Chad's in the back. So nobody interacted with each other, not one time after the song started. And that's what I look for, is during the course of the song. Don't get me wrong, what happens before the song, it's entertaining, sure. I'll include that with showmanship, but stage interaction during the course of the song, no, there was none. So that gets a big fat zero, zilch, not a big fat goose egg. Crowd interaction, yeah, I saw some during the course of the song. I saw Flea go up to the front of the stage and interact with the crowd. I think I saw John do it once over on the left side too. Anthony, he kind of interacted with the crowd. He kind of motioned to the crowd a couple times. It wasn't anything, specific. It wasn't anything, that looked deliberate. It was all done kind of in passing. But he was looking at the crowd when he was making those gestures. So I'm going to count that as crowd interaction. Showmanship, yes, check. A lot of showmanship happening. The bantering on stage before the song, during the song, all the animation that was going on, all the stage energy that was going on. It was fun to watch. As a matter of fact, I was so entertained watching the live performance, I lost track of time. I thought, when I went to pause it, and I thought we were about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes in, somewhere in there. I go to pause, we're at 4.5 minutes. There was only a minute left in the performance. At that point, I'm just like, look, they're gonna nail me for those 4.5 minutes. So there's really no point in pausing at this point in time. So just let it run. So I did. But that's because time flew. And why does time fly? When you're having fun. So I was thoroughly entertained. I thoroughly enjoyed what I saw. Absolutely. So they get the showmanship check without question. Production. I'm going to say no. I didn't see anything happening in the lights that screamed, this is pre-programmed. These lights are programmed to go with the song. They were just, following a general pattern. And I didn't see anything that screamed that effort was put into programming these lights for this particular song. So, and that's all there was lighting. So, not going to say there was any production points, but that's okay. Production is bonus points anyway. So, not really worried about that too much. I take everything into account when it comes to the visuals, and I would give this a 7.6 in all honesty. They did a great job covering out of the 5 major ones, the 5 major points. They covered 4. So, I mean, I got no problem with that. They did it, and they got the most important one. They got crowd interaction. The only one they were missing was stage interaction. And like I said, I know there was some stuff going on before the song started, but I don't count that. So I would give this overall live performance about a 7.6.
Tell me you're joking.
But wait, I'm giving this a 7.2. What happened there? Well, there were some things that I saw during the course of the performance that, looking at it from a professional standpoint, from an objective standpoint, I really didn't think looked very good in a professional setting. Let's go down the list. There's not much. There's just a couple of things. First of all, the whole laying down thing that Anthony did. Listen, there are going to be times where laying down is going to be called for, where it will be acceptable. As a matter of fact, will even be occasions when you're on stage performing and laying down is almost a necessity because it adds to the storytelling within the song. For example, if you go back and you watch, there's a live video out from Queensryche, Operation Live Crime. When they're doing Sweet Sister Mary, there's a part where, Jeff Tate, rolls down a ramp and lays there for a few seconds. Now, he's not singing during this time. He's just laying there. It's part of the storytelling. It's part of the visualization of the story that's being told through the course of the concert. Because it was a concept album. The entire album tells a story. So there's this part where he, rolls down the ramp and he, falls he ends up landing on the actual main stage, and he just lays there for, I don't know, probably about 20 seconds. He just lays there while, the chanting of the choir is going on. He's not singing. He's not doing anything. He's telling the story. Okay. So in a situation like that, I'm fine with it because it's acceptable. It helps add to the overall conveyance of the song. Now, in a situation like this with Anthony, number one, he's singing while laying down. Is he telling a story? No, he's not. not anything within the song that, talks about, taking a fall or, laying there dying or something like that. No, there's nothing like that as far as I know in the lyrics. So I don't see the reason for laying down. It looks unprofessional. It looks lazy. Now, is that the reason why? No, I don't think he was being lazy per se, but it still looks bad. It still looks visually, it doesn't look good. So, unfortunately, I had to dock a couple of tenths of a point for that. So we went down from like a 7.6 down to like a 7.4. Okay. The other thing I didn't like, and this goes back to professionalism. Now, they're not the only band that does this or that did this. I see other bands do this too, and I am just as critical of these bands as I am going to be of the Red Hot Chili Peppers right now. So don't think I have it out for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't. If I see any band do this, or be more specific, if I see any band not do this, I'm going to hold them to the exact same accountability. I don't care what band it is. I don't care if it's one of my favorite bands. I don't care if it's I don't care if it was Motorhead. I don't care if it's Soilwork. I don't care if it's Kiss. I don't care if it's the Misfits. If I see a band not do this, I am going to be upset. I am going to be very upset at the unprofessionalism and the lack of gratitude that they show. So the song ended. Clearly the end of the show because they're rolling credits, right? They're rolling credits. And it's the end of the show. It's the last song. They finish it. And without so much as a wave to the crowd, they all just walk off the stage over to stage left and disappear. No waving to the crowd. No taking a bow. No saying thank you to the crowd there, at the end where, they all come together as a cohesive unit, take the bow, show that gratitude to the crowd en masse, and then walk off. That would be a lot more professional looking. They did not demonstrate any gratitude there. At least not that I could see. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see anything that showed any type of gratitude to the crowd. So that also left a very poor taste in my mouth. It really did. From a professional standpoint, from an objective standpoint, I don't find that very acceptable. So I docked a couple more tenths of a point. We went down from a 7.4 down to a 7.2. So that's how we ended up at a 7.2 when they could have gotten a 7.6. All they had to do was don't lay down and, show some gratitude at the end of the show. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come and watch us perform. Thank you for supporting us with your hard-earned money that you spent to buy tickets to come and see us. It would be nice. It would be. I wish more bands would do that more often. The bands that I do see do that, I always make sure to tip the cap to those bands because I hate to say it, but it's becoming more and more common where bands just walk off the stage and don't take the bows and don't thank the crowd and don't, if nothing else, wave to the crowd as you're walking off. No, they just walked off. So not a fan of that. Definitely not a fan of that. So that's how we ended up at a 7.2. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.2, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.